Hi guys, this is Vincent Njao from Vince Fitness team. We have a new show, we call it the Vince Fitness Podcast, and our aim is to educate, inform, and entertain our clients. This podcast is client-centric. Our aim is to empower and help the clients because we believe there is a huge gap between clients, fitness, and trainers. So we want to clarify for you to know what you need and what you don't need. Basically, is breaking down your goals and making it easier for you as you pursue fitness and health. So, what do we tell of there's a myth of if I do abs workout every day, we just mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
I've seen people with a big pot belly doing abs every day.
Yeah.
It ends up being
Even
very firm, but it's still the same size because they've been doing abs every day. I think there's a myth of if you want to lose your tummy, do your abs every day. I don't know. I'd recommend that people need to understand that there's so many workouts you do that engage your core more than the abs workout, and they will facilitate fat burn in the core area more than the abs workout. Because most of these abs workout, they're meant to strengthen the core area. They're not meant to finish the fat or burn the fat in the area. So you need to be strategical in the way you approach your training. Don't struggle a lot. Get a trainer and tell them what you want. Then there's so many workouts that surround the core. Like for instance, we can say farmers carry. There's so many workouts you're doing that engage, that burn fat around the core area more than the abs workout you're doing every day. It's good to do abs workouts, but I don't recommend you do them every day.
Yeah.
For our clients.
Yeah.
There's so many areas you need to strengthen.
Yes.
Yeah. What do you think?
I'm definitely with you on that one. Let me start by saying, look at the reason why we are saying, first of all, if you're working your abs every single day, you need to explain to me if you're also going to do legs every single day. Because abs are a muscle like any other muscle.
Very true.
You can't be overworking one particular muscle and neglecting, the same way you can't do legs every single day or train your chest every single day, is the same way I would not recommend for you to work your abs every single day. Number 2 is when you're choosing exercises that you want, so you want your belly gone, choose exercises that give you a larger energy expenditure. This is what I mean. When you compare how much you're burning, I don't like this whole topic of burning calories, because when you start doing the math, when you strength training, the calories burned at that particular time are not as many as people would like the numbers, but then because it continues afterwards, yes. But ideally, if you look at how much energy you're expending when you do ab workouts
versus
your return on investment on energy in terms of ab workouts is so negligible than when you're doing larger lifts. So when you're talking about larger lifts, you're talking about your deadlift, you're talking about your chest press, your squats, your maybe lunges, your hinges, those kind of things that require for your body to unamaliza hivi unasikia, let me just sit down for 2 seconds. Those are the things that are going to burn more calories than your ab exercises. Just think about it like your money. You want to put your money, if the risk and the return on investment, you want the things that are going to return a lot of investment where you put your money in. It's really just the same thing with exercises. Just pick the things that are going to expend a lot of energy, which means you are going to burn more calories. So don't train your abs every single day. I magically I have abs and I don't do abs exercise.
You really
hate those. Really, in fact, even my client, surprisingly, so I have this client in the morning who usually says, when I've been doing abs today because I do not want to do abs. And what is surprising is when you look at her before and after. With us doing maybe ab direct, when you talk about direct ab exercise, you're talking about your sit-ups, your crunches, your leg raises, those things that especially just have spine flexion. We do maybe like 2 times in a month. But when you look at her before and after, you would think she has been doing abs every single day. Nothing of the sort. Nothing. So
It's the compound movement.
This is the compound movement.
And the lifts that
because
are very effective.
for sure, if you are squatting with a weight behind or whatever, your goblet squat or any major lift.
Goblet is good.
It's And when you're talking about your core, we're not talking about this. We're talking about this whole area minus
Surrounding
your
the
limbs.
lower back,
Yes, everything has to be intact for that lift to not collapse, and that is how you just automatically engage your core.
Yeah. And there's a myth of when we started squatting back then, we really struggled with how to figure out how to squat. So a lot of people used to say your knee should not go
past your
toes. And come to think of it, that guys have different body types.
Yes.
There are guys who have a long femur, short torso.
Yes.
All of us will squat in a different way.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really mean that because your knee is passing your toe, your squat is bad.
Yeah.
So that's one thing people need to understand. And we all squat differently because of the leg position. The taller guy, the shorter guy, the squat is not the same.
It really is not.
So don't put your minds too much on your toes should not surpass, your knees should not surpass your toes. Yeah, find what works for you best. And where you're comfortable, make sure there's no lower back pain or knee pain when you're doing it, then you're good to go. Right?
You know what's even funnier is, more often than not, your knees will pass your toes. More often than not. In a lot of the squats. And because ideally your knees will usually follow the direction of your toes. This is what I mean. If you're doing a squat, just a normal back squat, and your knees are falling forward, they're not supposed to be caving in. If you're doing a sumo squat, your knees will follow the direction of your toes.
True.
And adding something to that is finding something that works for you. There is, funny enough, this is going to be my post for today. There is no exercise that's a must do. Because when you talk about things like squats, you know those things that you say, this one is a must for you to do. No. Squats, we have, is it maybe 5, 6, 7, whatever types of squats. If you can't do a back squat, you have the option of a sumo squat, you have the option of a box squat, you have the option of a goblet squat, you have the option of split squats to hit the same muscles. So,
hip thrust.
Yes, there's so many things. If you're doing an exercise and it's inflicting pain and you can't seem to find, your positioning, find an alternative. Do not stick to a thing, and you're more likely to keep doing the thing that you like and is more comfortable more than you coming to the gym and me force feeding you have to do back squats. There's always
Actually, I was just talking to a client today. She told me that I was told what to do. She's a beginner.
Okay.
She said I was told by my friends. She will not do a deadlift. What is a deadlift?
So they don't even know what that is.
They don't know deadlift. She never do a deadlift because it will break your back. So I started by telling her, actually one of the best exercises in the gym is to strengthen your back.
Yes.
And as long as your technique is perfect, you're fine. So I had to explain to them that for you to really injure your back, the technique has to be off.
And you have to be lifting.
That's why you have a personal trainer.
That's why.
So I'm here to guide you before when we get to lifting a deadlift. I'll take you through the movement with your own body weight. Then we'll go through the bands. Then eventually I'll introduce the barbell or the dumbbell.
Yes.
Then I also explain to her, you don't have to use a barbell. You can use a dumbbell, whatever works.
That's also the other thing.
Remember?
Yeah.
I told her this is one of the best workouts in the gym to strengthen your core. So I don't think it's bad for you, or the fact that guys say never do a deadlift or something. Let's work with a dumbbell deadlift.
Yeah.
Then eventually you'll be comfortable to do a barbell deadlift.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think that myth of demonizing one workout.
One workout. Yes.
This workout.
Yeah.
You can either find an alternative or find your way around it. Scale it down.
It doesn't have to be.
It doesn't have to be heavy or complicated. Stick to basics, actually.
Yeah, and also find equipment. I like that point. Find equipment that works for you, because a barbell deadlift is very intimidating. When you come to the gym and find someone who's deadlifting 100 kgs. But it's usually, you can get away with doing it with a kettlebell. You can go around, especially dumbbells are very versatile for learning a lot of movements that seem intimidating. So also pick equipments that are favorable. That brings me to maybe another myth before you go to another one, is that machine exercises are inferior to free weight exercises. No, in fact, as a beginner, I would encourage you to actually use machines.
Start with machines,
because there is least chance for error and injury. If you're seated and you're doing a shoulder press, there's no way an inclined chest press. I do not expect you to mess that up, because the way the chair is set up, all you have to do is sit and push. So there is really nice. Find equipment that is comfortable and you're least likely to injure yourself with.
For beginners, anyone joining gym and you're struggling to train, just stick to machines. Machines will direct you what to do, which is written. Then start with as less
weight
as possible. Don't strain yourself for the first 1 or 2 months. Enjoy the process. Enjoy the movement. Know what you're doing. Don't repeat what you did yesterday. Just stick to basics.
It's very hard to mess. In fact, I'll go ahead and just say it's impossible to mess up machines. Because if a bicep curl, make it you doing it like this, the machine will not allow you to move your elbows up. It will not go up. Whereas if you're using a barbell and try to explain a bicep curl, it's very easy for someone to swing their elbows up.
Another beneficial one is a seated shoulder press. I feel like it's one of the best machines because anytime most people are doing shoulder press, they tend to lean back and arc their back coming forward.
And also have your shoulders here.
Not so risky. So machine is much safer to strengthen your shoulder or foundational strength just before you move to dumbbells and barbells.
Yes, absolutely.
I think that's something guys should invest on. Any other myth you would like to add?
I think
from the ladies' side.
Or that maybe ladies don't, and I used to see this a lot at my previous gym. I used to just ache me.
Used to cringe.
Cringe is a very kind word. I just used to feel like anyway, you'll even have a coach who has clients, and this is not me beating up a coach, but just do better and be better. You can't have women doing different, there are different exercises for women and men. And I remember, I think I even maybe was training upper body this on the other day, and someone asked me, as a lady, why are you even training your chest? Excuse me, sir.
Body.
First of all, that is how you create muscle imbalances, by doing the same things over and over, and then training and not training other body parts. And let's debunk this myth. There is no exercises for men, there is no exercises for women. I expect men to be hip thrusting. First of all, because you guys use your glutes more than we even do. I expect women to be chest pressing, first of all, because then if you're looking for upper body strength and you're strengthening your shoulders and your chest is not strengthened, then it's really just counterproductive. So there's no particular exercises for men and women. As a client, if you're going to the gym and you have a coach who the guys are lifting, and then you come and all you're being given is a circuit of mountain climbers and burpees and whatever, just don't fall in. That happens a lot more than you think. You've seen a coach who has, in the morning we go, the coach has 5 clients. 3 of them are guys, so they're lifting, and then 2 ladies will make a circuit here. It's mountain climbers, it's burpees, and they will do that every single day. So me, I'm thinking, so then why are the guys lifting and the ladies are not lifting? No. There's no particular exercise. Actually, you can train in with the men. You just don't have to do the same weights. You're probably gonna do heavier.
Volume, intensity should be slightly lower than men.
And actually depends. You guys can go heavier on your upper body. You'll find maybe you're going heavier on our lower body, which is totally fine. But I don't expect for there to be a complete cut line in the middle of total different exercises that men and women can and can't do. That is just unacceptable.
One thing actually ladies need to understand is that anytime you strengthen every major muscle or minor muscle, you strengthen the next muscle. So for instance, if you're working your chest and your shoulders are weak, what happens to the shoulder? You get a shoulder injury. If you're working your bicep and maybe your forearm is for sure. The elbows suffer. So it is the joint next to the muscle that suffers. The same with the knees. If your quads are too strong or hamstrings are weak, your calves are weak. So meaning, don't neglect any muscle. Don't. Actually find a way to strengthen and strengthen every muscle in the body. Any other myth from the ladies' side?
Not that I can think of right
Training
now.
glutes every day.
Is there one? Oh yeah, we are not training abs every day. We are not training glutes every day. Actually, what's funnier is you just need 2 very good heavy days or 3 in a week, and you are done. The more you train, so growth does not happen during the training. What's happening during the training is the tearing of muscles. As you're recovering, is when muscle is being rebuilt. That is, you actually need to recover more. And especially for muscles, very big muscles that expend a lot of energy, you need more time to recover. I don't expect you to be training your glutes Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then you train again Friday. First of all, if you even have, unless you really are an athlete, if you have more than 3 leg days, even 2, if you do them properly, and you're going very heavy, you even need to recover, and they need to be days apart. It can't be Tuesday and the next day. No. It needs to be days apart for you to actually even rest. So the same way we're not training abs every day, we are not training glutes every day.
As we wind down, what do you think about, a lot has been said about waist trainers?
Okay.
It works. Some people say it works. Some people say it doesn't. In fitness, we say that it makes your lower back weak, waist trainer, because you're so dependent on it. Then the moment you remove it, your lower back becomes weak. So what would you recommend to the ladies about waist trainers? I don't want to say it's bad or it's good.
Everything is usually context.
Actually, I have no idea about it. I've never used one.
From experience, it is one of the most uncomfortable things to be wearing.
Really?
Oh God, it's just.
I've seen
heads up for women.
It every day.
It's one of the most. I remember I was gifted one after I finished prep last year, and I just asked myself, God, why do women? Anyway, it's not about me. But just to put that across, is one of the most uncomfortable things to be wearing. And what happens that you're saying with your lower back, the thing is because then you forget how to engage your core.
Okay.
You're not active. See, the belt umefunga too, so it's really just you're like this.
Yes.
And my time mentioned.
Yes.
My time mentioned there's a difference between engaging your core and holding your breath and sucking your tummy and also holding your breath.
That's a workout.
First of all, holding. You're not supposed to be holding your breath in any particular workout. Let us start there. Sucking your tummy in is not engaging your core. Doing this is not engaging your core. Tucking your pelvis in is what is engaging your core. Now, when you have a waist trainer, it's very difficult to actually properly engage your core, because then the waist trainer is doing the work for you of really just, and it's not even engaging your core. Your core is almost too tight for you to even engage it when you're doing exercise. So then that leads to a very poor lower back, because your core muscles are not working to support you. They're not working. Number 2 is you have a very limited supply of oxygen. I think we don't even realize, and we don't even ask ourselves for how long are you supposed to be wearing these things? That's why I'm telling you, it's one of the most uncomfortable things to wear, because I felt like I was not breathing. I really was not breathing. I didn't even finish 40 minutes. I didn't even finish 40 minutes. It was very uncomfortable, especially because then our waist trainer is also not a lifting belt. You're not even supposed to be training in waist trainers, especially if you're doing the big lifts. It's that aspect of engaging your core, as I've said again, which you need to do in the big lifts, is almost impossible. Because it works differently as a lifting. A lifting belt is very strong, especially on your back, because that's what it's supposed to do to supplement. It's not supposed to do the engaging of the core for you. It's supposed to supplement engaging your core for you if you're doing a heavier lift than usual. Waist trainers, on the other hand, first of all, if they're even limiting your oxygen flow around your core, and you need that core to lift, can you imagine just how uncomfortable that is? However, this has just flooded in the market because bodybuilders and
actually, I've noticed bodybuilders use them a lot.
They use them. Granted, this is what they say.
Before competition?
Yes, as you're prepping.
The
reason why they use that is if you notice the physique of bodybuilders and maybe CrossFit. So CrossFit women are very bulky. Even if they have abs, their midsection is very bulky. So, quote unquote, however true this is, it is, however, bodybuilding and if you're an athlete, you are not doing things for health results. You're doing things, whatever it takes for you to win, even if it's not healthy. Let me start by saying that, because wearing a waist trainer is just one of the most insane things you can ever do. Yes. So you're not, number one, it's not something, you're willing to do anything to get that small waist. So then, as you're training, as a bodybuilder, what you're trying to do is get the least waist possible. That's why you'll see a lot of them using the waist trainer. So even as you're training and as your abs are, because these are muscles, so you're trying for your obliques to not grow so much, because your obliques are muscles and your abs, you're trying for them to not grow so much, to have the look of a CrossFit. You see the way CrossFit women are a bit bulky because of the way they lift. That's the opposite of what now bodybuilders are doing. Yeah. They wear them. The idea is to really control your growth of your midsection, even in terms of like your obliques and your abs growing and everything. But my side record, if you're really just a normal person, it's not one of the healthiest and the best things to be doing. It's one of the most uncomfortable. It's one of the most just painful things you ever do to yourself. Yeah.
Okay. Any other myth before we? We're good?
Not really. I think we're good. By this time, the myth of women lifting, you have to be sure debunk it. Women are lifting, women are coming to the booty camp. That, we bash women for so many things. The gym is not lifting, and we bash them that one for so long. So today we're here to say that one. Well done. That one. You guys are lifting. We're very happy about it.
Majority of people in the gym, clients in the gym are women.
Are women, and they are lifting. That's a very good thing.
So that's a plus.
I'm glad.
So keep
well
it up.
Done.
Thank you guys for listening.
Yeah.
If there's a topic you'd like us to discuss with Njoki, kindly DM or write it down in the comment section, and we'll find a way to discuss the topic and educate you on way forward. Thank you so much. See you on the next one. Adios.
Yay.
This show was recorded and produced at Represented Studio in Nairobi, Kenya.